Welcome to the English Listening Lab podcast. I'm Joe.
And I'm Jane.
Okay, before we kick off today's episode, I gotta confess something.
Oh no, here we go. What did you do this time?
It was a few years ago. I was at a cafe in London. The barista asked for here or to go, and I panicked.
Uh-oh.
I looked him straight in the eyes and said, yes.
That's it? You just said yes?
Yep, and he just blinked at me like I'd spoken Martian. Then I repeated it louder. Yes, like that would help.
Classic. That's so relatable, though.
I just froze. My brain translated for here or to go into my language, tried to analyze it, translate it back, but by the time I answered, the moment was already awkward.
It's amazing how long 1 second can feel when you're under pressure.
Anyway, what about you? Any moments where English just betrayed you?
Oh, plenty. But one that sticks out, I was at a job interview. I meant to say I'm very detail-oriented, but instead I said, I'm very delicious.
Yeah, the interviewer smiled like they weren't sure if I was joking. I realized what I said 5 seconds later and wanted to dig a hole and disappear.
Did you get the job, though?
Nope. But hey, I learned something important. Even years into learning English, it's not the grammar or vocabulary that gets you, it's the pressure, the brain freeze.
100%.
That's why we wanted to make this podcast.
Because we've both been there, studied for years, memorized thousands of words, but still struggled to speak naturally.
So if you're listening and you've ever thought, why do I understand English but still get stuck when I speak? You're not alone.
And you're not broken.
Exactly. The real issue isn't vocabulary. It's something deeper, and nobody teaches it in school.
Today, we're going to change that.
We're going to share what we wish someone told us when we were first learning.
Honestly, we discovered something most English learners never get taught, and today, we're going to spill it.
So, let's get into it. You know what nobody warned me about?
What?
That speaking English isn't just about knowing the words, it's about accessing them instantly, without thinking.
Right, like muscle memory. You don't have time to go, what's the past tense of this verb? What's the correct preposition here?
Exactly. If you're doing that mid-conversation, you've already lost.
That's what I used to do all the time. Back translate everything in my head. I'd think in my native language, then convert it to English.
Same. It's like trying to drive a car while reading the manual at the same time.
And that's why people freeze up. It's not about being dumb or lazy. It's just the brain doing too much processing.
So the real breakthrough is this. Stop translating. Start thinking directly in English.
But people always ask, how do you do that? How do you turn off the back translation switch?
Here's what worked for me. Start small, like really small. I'd go around my house saying, I'm washing my hands. Now I'm opening the fridge. I'm so hungry.
You were narrating your own life like a documentary.
Exactly. Joe opens the cupboard. It is empty. He is sad.
It sounds silly, but it rewires your brain. You start hearing English thoughts.
And when that happens, you don't freeze in real conversations because the phrases are already there, like reflexes.
I did something similar on my commute. I'd look at people and imagine introducing them. This is Sarah. She works in finance. She likes coffee.
That's brilliant. Low pressure practice. No one's judging.
And you build fluency without even opening a textbook.
Speaking of pressure, can we talk about pronunciation for a sec?
Oh yeah, that used to terrify me.
Me too. I thought I had to sound perfect, like a native. But honestly, you don't.
Nope, you just have to be clear and confident.
I realized I don't care if someone says resume or resume. I care if I understand them. That's it.
Same with accents. Everyone's got one. Native speakers from different regions don't sound the same.
And sometimes your accent becomes your signature, your flavor.
I had a student once who wouldn't speak because she said her voice didn't sound English enough.
Oh man, that breaks my heart.
I told her, English isn't a sound, it's a tool. You use it, you shape it, you make it yours.
Boom, that's it. Stop chasing perfection.
And start chasing connection. So here's a question. What's scarier, making a mistake or saying nothing at all?
Oof, I used to think mistakes were the worst. Like, if I mess up, everyone will laugh at me.
Right? But then I realized silence is worse.
Totally. Mistakes are recoverable. Silence is invisible. You disappear.
And honestly, most people don't even notice your mistake, or they forget 5 seconds later.
Meanwhile, you're still lying in bed at 2 a.m., replaying it in your head like it was a crime.
Guilty. I've done that more times than I can count.
I started challenging myself to make at least 5 mistakes a day.
Wait, on purpose?
Yup, just to build tolerance, like going to the gym for your ego.
That's genius. Today I will mispronounce 3 words and use the wrong tense twice, and I will survive.
Exactly. And guess what? I didn't die. Nobody screamed. Most people were just glad I was trying.
That's the thing. We think everyone's judging us, but most people are just happy we're communicating.
Yup, they're not grammar police. They just want to understand you.
And maybe have a good conversation. That's it.
You know what else helped me? Pretending I was in a movie. Ugh, this I gotta hear.
So I'd imagine I was an actor, like literally playing a character in a scene.
I love that. You step out of your shy self and into someone bold.
Right. If I had to give a presentation, I'd tell myself, this isn't Joe. This is confident business guy Joe. He doesn't hesitate.
It's funny how your body changes when your mindset changes.
Totally. Even your voice sounds stronger when you believe it should.
I used to do this when ordering food. I'd pretend I was in a commercial.
Like, I'll have the chicken sandwich with extra confidence, please.
Yup. It made me smile, made me brave, and the waiter never knew the drama going on in my head.
That's a huge takeaway right there. English isn't just words, it's performance.
Yeah, you don't just speak it, you embody it.
You're not just translating, you're acting, feeling, expressing.
And that's when English becomes alive. Alright, so we've talked about reflexes, pronunciation, mistakes, performance, but here's the thing. All of this is useless if you only practice once a week.
Truth. You can't expect fluency if English only lives inside a textbook you open on Sundays.
Exactly. English has to live with you, be in your daily life.
Totally. It's not something you study. It's something you do.
Even if it's just 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it adds up.
And it doesn't have to be boring. You don't need to sit down and conjugate verbs every morning.
No, you can train your brain in ways that feel fun or even invisible.
Like watching YouTube videos with English subtitles.
Or changing your phone language to English.
I did that once. My messages looked like they were written by someone else.
Yeah, and when you accidentally delete a photo because you misread the button, it's a lesson you'll never forget.
Exactly. Real life teaches fast.
One thing that helped me, I'd talk to myself while doing chores. I'm folding the laundry. Now I'm putting on socks.
It sounds ridiculous, but it's super effective.
You're basically turning your brain into an English narration machine.
And it builds the most underrated skill, thinking in English.
That's the key. Once you stop needing to prepare every sentence, you become fluent.
And another thing, stop chasing perfect grammar.
Please, yes, this one drives me nuts.
People spend years memorizing complex tenses but can't order a coffee.
Grammar is a tool, not the goal.
You can say, I go yesterday, and people will still understand you.
Meanwhile, someone else might be trying to remember if it's past perfect continuous and says nothing at all.
And silence doesn't communicate anything.
Exactly. Language isn't for perfection. It's for connection.
The best conversations I've had in English, they were messy, imperfect, but real.
That's the point. Communication isn't about rules. It's about relationships.
So ditch the fear. Speak messy. Make noise.
Make glorious, imperfect, beautiful noise.
Because that's how real fluency starts. You know, looking back, I wish someone had told me all this earlier.
Same. I spent years thinking I wasn't good enough because I couldn't speak perfectly.
But now we know. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present.
It's about being brave enough to open your mouth, even if the words don't come out the way you planned.
I used to think confidence came after fluency.
But actually, fluency comes after confidence.
Exactly. You speak, you stumble, you laugh, you grow.
I used to fear saying the wrong thing. Now I know staying silent was the real mistake.
That hits deep. And it's true. Every time I spoke, even badly, I was building my future voice.
So to everyone listening right now,
Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait to feel ready.
just speak. Speak messy. Speak scared.
Because your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours.
So whether you're talking to a stranger on the bus, practicing in your room, or making mistakes in a cafe, keep going.
And if someone laughs, laugh with them. Then say it again, louder.
Because that's what learning really looks like.
It's not a classroom. It's a life.
And you're living it one sentence at a time.
All right, that's a wrap for today's episode.
If this helped you even a little, hit that subscribe button. We've got more stories, more laughs, and more real talk coming your way.
And remember, stop learning, start speaking.
See you next time on the English Listening Lab podcast.